Arrest Netanyahu for war crimes. Everybody knows, this is the right thing to do. Everybody knows that. But there's a reason why you somehow object in your mind. You might say, but Hamas, but October 7th. So arrest them for war crimes. Try them for war crimes. Why do we skip that step? Why is it acceptable? Why do people accept and expect anything to happen to people at the bottom and don't make much trouble about how it happens? And that's just if they actually were targeting Hamas instead of targeting the innocent civilians. But people are accepting of that too because they're people at the bottom. And then we're accepting and expecting for nothing to happen to people at the top. We've seen that with Trump in America. I just heard a story about a tyrant in Guatemala finally facing a trial 40 years later when he's about to die of old age anyway. And that's what we've come to accept and expect. Well, we need to flip the justice system. Maybe make a new rule that until the people at the top start going to jail, nobody else can go to jail. They need to be first. They need to be first in line, just like they were first in line to get everything good in the world for themselves. They can be first in line to get their own prison. Like I guess Trump just got a prison named after him or named for him for when he finally gets there in Florida. Point being, it would be doing these people a favor to get them safely into jail, because the other way to stop them is a lot harder and harder on them. I guess it would be easier for people just to say it's time to take justice into their own hands, which is why you got to be careful what you wish for when you're breaking our justice system to make it bend over backwards for Trump. Well, if people get sick of waiting for the justice system, they'll take matters into their own hands, just like people could do in Israel, just like Netanyahu riled them up to do to assassinate his predecessor, Rabin. It would be poetic justice for something to happen to Netanyahu along those same lines. But it doesn't matter how it happens. It just matters that you stop him. And when you look at those options, like they're not giving the Hamas fighters the option of a trial. They're just killing them and everybody around them. So you don't want that for Netanyahu and everybody around Netanyahu, do you? So get them safely into a court, because that's the alternative that justice demands when people are this evil, doing this much terrible things to each other. There's no excuse for it. There's reasons for it, including his own reasons and the reasons of his masters, the same masters of Trump and Orban and Modi and Putin. Well, Putin is one of the masters, or the one pretending to be the master. I don't know who's above that. But it's the same evil running through all these guys. And it needs to just be called out and stopped. Because even their minions get totally evil just trying to buy in and keep up with the terrible terrorism mindset that they put out there. So just somebody came into where I work just the other day saying just terrorist stuff just came out of his mouth immediately because he's bought into this stuff. And it wasn't good for him, but it's much worse for people who aren't just saying these things but actually doing them, and people who are setting the stage for all this to happen. They should all be arrested, including Joe Biden, for supporting genocide. But hey, if we can have a president from jail, maybe we need Joe Biden in jail for genocide, still running the country. Or we can get an actual American president who's anti-Trump and anti-genocide like AOC or Jasmine Crockett or somebody good to replace Biden. Next year, please. Thank you.